have to talk about Amber Cox with this move. Like, I don't know what Amber Cox was thinking. I was confused at the time. I think it was even dumber decision now in hindsight. Like, what was Amber Cox thinking? Like, we're now at the stage where you are looking at a player here in Raven Johnson, who is, again, like, I don't know if her confidence is shot. Her confidence does look shot. In fairness, like, her confidence is shot. And if you've been watching Raven in South Carolina, you know, if you watch 2024 South Carolina, 2024, 2025, Raven Johnson, when her confidence is shot, is a bad basketball player. Like, there was a reason why she was projected to go in the 3rd round before she came back for year 5 in college. She was projected to go in the 3rd round because after, I don't know what happened in the 2024-2025 season of college, she averaged like 6 points per game. Like, if you look at her college stats here, like, I thought she had a good super senior season. But if you look at her college stats, 4.9 points per game on 35% from the field, 29% from 3, and all around, like, only 2.8 assists per game. 2.8. And that's as a starter. Like, her true senior season, that was what she was doing. And she came into this year, and I felt like, okay, yeah, this is a player I didn't like to pick. But I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see what they were doing. And when she was, getting into a bit of rhythm, she was killing it. She had a great game against Golden State. She was super against Golden State. And she was good in some of these other games. She was genuinely good. And then as soon as Ty Harris started picking it up, she's been nearly out. She was out of the rotation. And today, I watched, and I'm like, I don't know what Raven Johnson does, because she can't dribble the ball at the pro level. She can't pass very well. She can't defend. She's foul prone. She makes at least one shacked in a fool calamitous play every single time she steps on the floor. Like, she turned the ball over in what is one of the craziest turnovers I've ever seen. Like, Caitlin Clark is coming for the inbound, and Caitlin's being denied, and Caitlin just like kind of waves her off, and kind of walks away so that someone else can come in. So Raven Johnson walks on the floor. She just walks on the floor, and I'm like, why? And that's the thing, is like, her confidence is shot. And I don't mean this as a knock on Raven, because I think Raven's going to be a WNBA player at some point in her career. I think she's going to have a role. When Raven was being projected in the 3rd round, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I think Raven's going to be I expected Raven Johnson to be one of those, like, elite low picks that sticks in the league. Like, one of these players where it's like, look, you don't want to take her high, but you know she's going to make whatever roster she's on. I thought maybe as a, like, 8, pick 17, pick 18, pick 19, I'm like, okay, yeah, some of these aren't going to make the league. She's definitely going to be on a team. And now I'm like, you're judged differently when you're a 1st round pick. You are. No matter what anyone wants to say, you are judged differently as a 1st round pick. You are judged differently as a top 10 pick than you would be near the bottom, like if you're taking the 2nd round. And I think the worst thing that happened to Raven Johnson was that in the NCAA Final Fours, she had that viral clip of her mauling Sarah Strong, and people said, oh, look, she can guard power forwards. I think that's the worst thing, because I think Raven Johnson shot up on draft boards after that game. And we're seeing it with Chicago, with Gabriella Hawkes. We saw it with Lauren Betts, who shot up draft boards. I know she went 4 in the end, but like, there were draft boards that had her at 7 or 8 before the tournament. Unless your name is Kiki Rice and you were drafted from either of those teams in the championship game, you have been a poor rookie. Like, Dugalich, Hawkes, Betts, Tania Latson, Raven Johnson. No, like none of them have been good. Unless your name is Kiki Rice, you have not been good. And this is a problem with the Fever scouting. They literally drafted her because they liked how she'd be in practices. There is no way, if the Indiana Fever had done their due diligence, that you come to the conclusion that Raven Johnson is better was a better pick than Nell Angloma. Look, I did not believe in Medina Okot. Obviously, Medina Okot in hindsight was the right pick, especially with the way the league was going, with the price of bigs and the cost of bigs. And my expectation was, I think they want to draft Dugalich. And by the way, Dugalich wouldn't have done shit either. I think they wanted to draft one of the UCLA players. I think they thought, okay, if one of these players are here, we're going to take them. But in the end, they just kind of screwed it. And I think when it comes to Raven, is that you've seen it in South Carolina. Like, she's not somebody that does well when her confidence is low. She's just not. She is a player that is like for lack of a better way of describing it, like when things are going well, they go really well. And we've seen that spells this season when she looked really good. Like, I know it was a ridiculous take, but like there was actually we were hearing people saying, should Raven Johnson start over Caitlin? I know it was a crazy take, but that's how well she was playing. I'm going to be real. Raven Johnson is not good enough the way she's playing right now to be on this team. And I think, like, you can't say as well, oh, look, she won a Chatnati as a starter. Do you know who the last starter who won a national championship for South Carolina was before Raven Johnson? Destiny Henderson. Do you know what team drafted Destiny Henderson? The Indiana Fever. Do you want to know what team cut Destiny Henderson after a rookie year? The Indiana Fever. Do you know who's not in the league right now, despite being drafted in 2022? Destiny Henderson. It is as simple as that. Like, just because you won a championship in college on a stacked roster does not mean you realistically have a guaranteed spot in the league. And if I'm the Indiana Fever, I would have been shopping around the deadline. I would have been attaching her to any trade. It doesn't matter, even if it's getting an Issa Morrow. I think Raven Johnson straight up for an Issa Morrow, you would have got an Issa Morrow. I think you would have got her straight up. I think you could have potentially traded Raven Johnson and, I don't know, any other asset. And maybe you could have got Klindakova back. And being like, look, next year we got a cheap big. We got Klindakova next year. But Raven Johnson for Issa Morrow straight up. What's there to lose? People saying you wouldn't have got Morrow straight up for Klindakova went for a fucking second. If you went for Klindakova in a second, Klindakova might not come back. Like, Raven is somebody that needs something different. It's not working out. It's really just not working out for her in Indiana, and especially with Ty Harris there. Like, it is a tough one to see because, look, you were the marquee signing. She's been okay, but like, you're seeing it now since she's been out of the rotation. She's been really, really struggling.